At 9 stone and 13 pounds and brings a 25-fight record. 17 wins, 11 inside the scheduled distance and only 8 defeats. He comes from delightful Witban in the Republic of South Africa. Please welcome Methula. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion. He's fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the green, white, and gold trunks and weighed in at 9 stone, 13.5 pounds. 22-fight record, 20 wins, 16 inside the scheduled distance and only 2 defeats. He comes to the ring as the reigning Commonwealth light welterweight champion. He is making his 3rd defeat. Would you please welcome from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Eamonn Magee. Those 4 fans and Sky fans, this is 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth light welterweight championship.
Second time in a row that Magee has fought here in Plymouth.
I've spoken to you both in the dressing room. Just obey the rules at all times, defend yourself at all times. Good luck to you both.
Only 4 of Magee's 20 victims so far have lasted the distance with him. But he was lucky, a lot of people thought, to get his win over Shea Neary, a controversial decision. How good is Methula, we wonder. Let's just see. He's carrying a bit of scar tissue, I noticed last night at the weigh-in too, from a cut he had in his last fight 29 days ago against a Russian who's ranked number 5 by the WBC. Now, they say he was ahead at the fight at the time, but they say a lot of things. Magee looks as if he means business early here.
Yes, Magee already come with a good right hook coming in. Methula making a mistake, standing with a big punch in Magee.
Whipping in these left hands, Eamonn Magee with his back to the ropes. Can't afford any slip up here. That's another big one too. Methula takes the shot though. Methula says he's never heard of Magee, never watched a video of him. He's just going to work it out when he gets in there.
Well, that's what good fighters can do, but whether he's a good fighter, we shall see. He's landed a couple of decent shots himself, Methula.
Trying to put some pressure on Magee early on here. Magee, the hard man from the tough Ardoyne area of West Belfast. A man with a sense of grievance, not the least because he missed selection for the Olympic Games and walked away from the sport for 2 years because of that. Making a better fist of things, though, as a profession. He probably deserved that Olympic chance as well. Good right hand from him there, thrown from an unusual angle.
Here's Methula trying to push Magee on the back foot. How effective will Magee be like that?
It's quite interesting that Methula was doing quite well for 7 rounds with this top 10 ranked Russian last time out. Is he an improver? Because he reeled off 6 wins, not in very high-class company, just before that as well. Might be, you know.
Well, he's starting confidently, looking to take the fight to Magee.
Looks like he's got a bit of a chin, even though there are a few early stoppages on the record. Magee's hitting with some good shots. The time is 8:15. Eamonn Magee was saying earlier on he's going to be in the pub by 9:15, having got this business finished with. Well, let's see.
Well, he is a no-nonsense sort of guy. He wants an early night.
Magee, one of those fighters who feels he hasn't had all the recognition that maybe he deserves, burning to prove himself. And he's just got to make sure that there are no mishaps in what many people would see as a routine defense, but it was a fair effort by Methula in round 1. Welcome back to Plymouth. Eamonn Magee going west, young man, trying to get his latest success here tonight. But that was a close-ish opening round, I think, Glenn.
Yes, it was very close. He maybe just got the cleaner punches through, a couple of good ones at the beginning. But Methula looked pretty sturdy and landed a few good shots himself.
second round. Magee with his tricolour coloured skirt, the green of the South African Harrison Methula. He'd better hope that that right eye is all right. It just looked a bit puffy to me last night at the weigh, and the scar tissue just healing. It's a bit soon to have a fight again, but no problems so far for him. Sometimes Magee can let his work rate drop, and he can sometimes look a little bit sluggish.
Step back.
Nice counterpunch with the right hand from Magee. He's trying not to get so much involved, just throwing in shots and then getting away again. Tell you what, he looks up for this, doesn't he, Methula?
Yes, he does. He looks very up for it. Concentration is good, trying to keep the centre of the ring, make Magee back away.
Two southpaws together in there. Right hand, and he's wobbled. Methula was wobbled by that right hand, but his head seemed to clear remarkably quickly. Although, hang on a minute, he's a bit unsteady on those legs, Glenn.
Yes, I think his instinct was to come in the fight. Could be the wrong instinct. If he leaves those hands down, Magee will get him.
Needs to cover up and buy some time here, Methula. Magee senses he can take him out here. Round two, but look at Methula. He still wants to make an argument of it. Keep the punches up. That little break might have worked for Methula more than Magee, who wanted to carry on reining in the punches. Methula with 11 stoppage wins on his record in 25 fights. Not against anybody much, quite honestly with you.
Well, that was a sharp counter from Magee. Good punch. He's got to look to do that, I think. By this time, another good right hand.
That one doesn't have quite the same effect as the previous one. Magee's second round. But he stayed on his feet, Methula, through all of that, and he still wants to come forward. Maybe not punching too cleanly, but he's eager and seems to want this pretty badly. Well, it's an interesting round, Glenn.
Yes, it was a good round. Methula having a good go at Magee, but Magee sharper punching. That was what did the trick. He's just the quicker, more accurate, really good right hook coming out of that crouch. Magee just got his full body weight behind that shot. Methula did well to take it. Certainly steady enough chin to take a shot like that. Magee really did get all his weight behind that punch.
Later on in the round.
Choppy little left hand there. Magee looking for the big right hook again. He's keeping the pressure on Methula.
Couldn't quite catch him cleanly, and he came out with quite a good body shot right at the end there, Methula. Here's the third round. The Commonwealth Light Welterweight Championship is on the line here. Eamonn Magee, one of several good operators we have in this division. Ricky Hatton, Billy Schwer now, both of whom hold minor world championships. And he switches stance now. Methula leads with the left hand. Trying to set a little conundrum here maybe for Magee. Back to southpaw. Methula, who says he's never had a job, he's always been a full-time fighter. Asked him how he felt about the fight. He said, I'm like a soldier, I'm ready for armed combat in there. Well, he's been as good as his word, hasn't he?
He has. He really has come to fight. He's very up for it, giving his best in there.
Looking to nail Magee against the ropes here. Just fancy Magee may have been taken a little by surprise here with just how much dynamism Methula is bringing to the contest early on. And now starting to use his jab quite well too.
Because he looks a pretty solid performer, Methula, putting his shots together well there.
And this could turn into a harder night's work than maybe Eamonn Magee imagined. There is the danger for him of looking past guys like this towards the likes of Ricky Hatton, Billy Schwer, maybe a rematch with Shane Neary. They're even talking about getting a world title fight with the best man in the world at this weight. Most people think so anyway, Costa Sioux. Looking for that right hand that worked well for him in the last round, Magee. But however shaken up Methula was, he's got over it now, all right.
Yes, he has, and it must be a bit awkward for Magee facing someone as tall and as rangy. And you know, he's quite sharp and stubborn, Methula.
Looking a bit wild, Magee. He just needs to settle into some smoother boxing. He's looking for big haymakers all the time. And Methula's the one who's just started to box himself a bit now, just poking out the jab from time to time. This is his round so far, the South African.
Guess he's got to get a little bit closer, Magee, again. That thrashing right hook just out of range with that.
Again, a nice sharp right-hand counter from Magee. He does like to counter-punch. But that's Methula's round for me and for Glenn.
Live cricket for you. Sunday afternoon, we have another match from the new Norwich Union League season. Surrey against Nottinghamshire. Live, Sky Sports 3, with interactive coverage available for Sky Digital viewers from 1 Sunday lunchtime. Back to Glenn and Ian here.
Magee looks as if he's having a bit of trouble with the southpaw style. He's a southpaw himself. He must have fought loads of them in his amateur days.
Yes, I'm sure he has. But it's often difficult. You know, southpaws more used to fighting orthodox fighters, and all of a sudden they get a southpaw in front. Could be giving him a few points. Mostly the height and reach is bothering him.
Here we are in round 4. Methula, by the way, bidding to become the first ever South African to hold this championship. Slightly surprising. And Magee is the first Irishman ever to have a hold of it as well. Might have to work for it. Well, it looks like Methula has completed his reconnaissance mission. Had to do it on the hoof, as it were, tonight. Not seen any videos beforehand. He wouldn't have known him, Eamonn Magee, from Eamonn Holmes, I think, before he got here.
But certainly Magee knows a little bit more about Methula now. Knows he's pretty strong, getting the centre of the ring, looking to push Magee back. Magee just finding it difficult to get his counters on.
I fancy that Magee thought he could just blow this fellow away. Looked at his record, saw that he'd been stopped early a few times. Now he's having to rethink it.
Well, let's hope he doesn't pay the price for complacency. And he's worked hard in the preparation for this fight.
Has been known to happen.
More than once.
They've just learned a little extra respect for each other from those fairly furious opening exchanges. It's good work by Methula. Combination punching, head and body, and Magee proving rather too easy to hit.
And you wonder what's going through Magee's mind now as he tries to come to terms with this fiery African.
Again, Methula making all the running, looking bright, snappy and confident. Magee, anything but at the moment. Shock on the cards here, Glenn?
Well, it's always a possibility. He's took some of Magee's good punches, trying to get a real foothold in this fight, Methula, and he's doing more in this round.
Magee's had the benefit of the doubt in a couple of decisions lately, and I wonder if this is going to develop into another close one. Look at that. Fight total of punches landed. Methula 30 body shots to Magee's 1. Magee's got more head punches, but Methula, on the computer anyway, is landing more, and that's the way it looks.
Yes, it is. He's busier. He's pushing Magee back against the ropes, and Magee just starting to look a bit puzzled by this. Not quite going the way you feel he maybe expected it.
Magee, by the way, he's got an experienced team behind him. John Breen, the trainer. He's managed by Mike Callahan, who's an interesting figure as you look back at that action. He used to be the matchmaker for Jack Solomons and actually put together the undercard for Cooper Clay. And would you believe it, the fight between Sugar Ray Robinson and Randolph Turpin. He's been around a while. That was 1951. Robinson.
He has been around.
He's been 50 years, isn't it?
That's right.
He's here at ringside and he might be worried. Here's the 5th round. Green trunks of this surprising South African, Harrison Methula, who arrived here with 8 defeats on his record. He was stopped by Jerry Malinga in 5 rounds, and Malinga was blown away in 3 by Shea Neary. But I think he's an improver, this fella.
Well, he certainly looks it. He's very strong walking forward. Magee's got to start getting some clean punches off.
Worryingly for Magee at this stage, he's getting outboxed, and it might mean that he's going to need his power to get him out of jail if it goes on the way it is. But one punch from Magee could turn the whole thing on its head. Is this just a bad phase, or is this going to turn into a nightmare for Eamonn Magee, just when big money fights are being mooted for him? I mean, if he was to lose this, the 70 grand they turned down, even for a late notice fight against Ricky Hatton, would start to look a pretty daft decision, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be a bad mistake. But I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of fight in Magee. He's got to find out the right punch. He's got to steady up Methula a little bit.
Not really working hard enough, Magee, at this stage.
Having a few problems with the southpaw jab, I think, of Methula, but he's still looking to pick his shots nice with the right hand. Magee just waiting to counter.
He's quite a nice clean puncher usually, Magee. Just lost his balance more than anything there. I think he might have trod on somebody's camera on the far side briefly. It doesn't look damaged. Little body shot away from Magee. He's having to think on his feet a bit here.
That's better for Magee in this round, just steadying himself up, looking to counter, pick his shots more accurately.
And if he did fight Hatton, it would be, wouldn't it, very much in the counter-puncher's role. Hatton would be coming at him, looking for the body shots. You can almost picture the fight, can't you?
Yeah, an excellent match it would be. Good clash of styles between the two.
Yeah, but try selling it if Magee loses this. Just single shots, though, from Magee. He's obviously the harder hitter of the two, but we knew that going in. A bit wild, Methula, but he's slapping with some of those shots. Welcome back to the Plymouth Pavilions, just down the road from the famous Plymouth Hoe. The medical man supervising things there in the corner for Eamonn Magee. I think he probably won that last round with the cleaner shots, didn't he?
Yes, I think he did. Methula come back well last 15 seconds, but I think Magee the better work throughout the round.
Here's round 6, due to go 12, of course.
Yeah, just 1 point in it on my card. Magee winning the last round.
I've got the fight level. Wading forward, Methula just needs to pick the punches maybe a little more carefully. He's winging away with these hooks, but a lot of them are not landing, and the referee, Mr. Coyle, has given an indication already that he thinks Methula is slapping a bit, and that might well be reflected in the scorecards, so that's something we need to bear in mind.
Methula still trying to push forward, just falling short with his shots there. Magee concentrating hard, looking to find the gaps in the defense.
But you couldn't call it an impressive display, this, could you, by Eamonn Magee, by any stretch of the imagination, so far, anyway?
No, it's not, but then Methula looks to be a better fighter than, you know, maybe his record or the rights about him suggested.
Again, slapping, he really was with that shot, didn't really land cleanly anyway. And a few arm punches as well, and a right hand caught him, hurt him. Just looked a bit wobbly for a moment there. Now, can Magee find the shots to end this argument? The scar tissue by the right eye has held up well. Magee now just picking these punches quite cleverly. Like to see him throw a few more combinations, wouldn't you?
Yes, I think it's difficult with such a tall opponent to get his combinations off. He's finding, you know, the best way is just waiting and trying to get the counter on.
Magee, who had a really tough upbringing around the Ardoyne. At one point, he was stabbed in the neck in an argument over a cigarette. Had to do running repairs himself. It's I think he's really been a fighter almost from the minute he was born, one way and another.
Yes, it's a tough old upbringing. He's doing a lot for himself now with his fighting inside the ring.
Last few seconds of round 6. Just become a little wild with some of his work, Methula, over the last couple of rounds. Things have quietened down a bit, but there's still plenty of work to do here for Eamonn Magee in defence of this Commonwealth crown he holds. Let's get a different take on it now. Robert McCracken, former world middleweight title contender, he's with Adam Smith.
Well, Robert Eamonn's having success with the single right-hand shots, but he's fiery, this Methula, isn't he?
No, he's a very good opponent. He's a very difficult opponent. I've got Eamonn ahead, but this Methula's coming to fight, and it's a difficult assignment for Eamonn. If he just picks his spots like he's doing, he'll run out a winner, but it's a hard night's work.
He thought it would be easy, maybe, on paper, but he's got to up his work rate, hasn't he?
I think he's trying to pick his spots, you know. He's trying to calm Methula down a little bit, but yeah, he has got to up his work rate. Got him ahead, but it's down the stretch now, so he's got to up the work rate.
Has he got the power to stop things? He may need to.
I think he's got the power if he can catch him with another good shot, but it's a tough fella, this Methula.
Intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, very much.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Adam and Robert. Methula's landed more punches so far, but I think that there's a bit of a lie in there, because I think Magee's have been the better shots, haven't they?
Yes, and I think a few of Methula's have been with the inside of the glove as well. Slaps.
I duffed up the adding of my scorecard at the end of the last round. I have Magee ahead by 2.
Your maths is difficult over 5 rounds.
Yeah, what other O-levels did I fail? That's a good shot. He's hurt. Methula. Could be a stoppage coming up here. He goes down. and he'll have to take a count here. And he's not going to be able to go on, I'm sure. He's shaking his head, looks very dizzy, he's out of it, and John Coyle quite rightly says no more, and Eamonn Magee gets the job done in the end. He's not going to be in the pub for 8:45, but he's got the job finished by nearly 22.
Yes, he got the job done in the end. It was a nice counter-punching that did it. Methula fell apart all at once after looking so strong early on in the fight. But he used his head. I thought it was good concentration from Eamonn Magee. He thought about it on his feet, had to change tactics a little bit during the fight, and then pull out the punches that mattered.
Uncomfortable moments for Eamonn Magee, but once again you've got to say that he's gone and finished the job, and he does have good power. And I'd like to see him maybe in a rematch with Neary, because there was so much controversy over the first fight, though it wasn't a good one, against Ricky Hatton, Billy Schwer. Good fights. He's won here in round 7.
Yes, he just changed tactics a little bit, picked the punches. Methula just fell apart there with a couple of good hooks around the side of the head. He really was all over the place.
Yes, there wasn't much sign that this was about to happen.
No, and just 2 good hooks on the side of the head. Just really dazed him, shook him up there, and fell apart.
And John Coyle, very experienced referee from Wolverhampton, took one look at him and said no more of that, and Methula did not protest. It was one of the easiest decisions he'll ever have to take in his career, John Coyle.
Yes, he wasn't going to get back on. He was shaking his head. It's always a sign a fight is finished.
He said, look, hold your gloves up, and Methula didn't understand. Wasn't getting the message, and he had to be stopped. Still the Commonwealth champion, but really now wants to go hunting a major world championship fight. Is he good enough? Well, you be the judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Roger Belden has recorded a time of 32 seconds of the 7th round. Referee John Coyle has stopped the contest. Methula in no position to continue. Your winner, and he's still the Commonwealth light welterweight champion from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Eamonn Magee. And show your appreciation for our visitor, Methula.
More from Magee in a moment, but lots still to come here tonight in Plymouth. The big local hope, Scott Dan, in action at middleweight. His first 12-rounder tonight against another South African, Elvis Adonisi, and also the young light welterweight hope, Leo O'Reilly, won his first 7 pro fights before tonight against David White here. Those two still to come. Eamonn Magee started the day by sharing Liverpool's FA Cup win with Adam Smith. Now they've got another reason to celebrate. But how does he view that performance?
Eamonn, congratulations. You retain your Commonwealth title for the 3rd time. Bit surprising at the end, the way it suddenly finished?
Well, you can see the guy still just getting off his stool now. He was pretty hurt. I knew from the very start, I'm sure all the viewers knew from the start, that it was better power than him. It was just a little bit awkward to get it. Taller, rangy southpaw.
He was fiery, wasn't he? He came to win this.
He came to win, yeah. But
Come on, Eamonn. We love him, mate.
But he was coming, he wasn't throwing any straight punches. He was throwing all big loopy slaps and hooks. You know, which are awkward when you're getting hit round the top of the head with them and round the back of the head. But can't take nothing away from him. Most South Africans don't travel well, but he seemed to travel okay.
You were catching him with single right shots, but you needed to put some combinations together, like the finish.
No, but see, the single shots were the shots that were doing the most damage. And I was picking him. I mean, that's okay. He can work away and do all the slapping he wants, as long as I'm hitting him with the correct punches.
The big question is, when are you fighting Ricky Hatton? You said you turned down 70,000 not to fight him last time. Why didn't you take that if you think you can beat him?
I think it's a very big fight for the British public out there at the minute. It's like a Eubank Ben fight. Just under 3 weeks' notice. I mean, it wasn't fair even on you guys for the TV to give us the exposure that this fight really needs. I know Ricky is very keen for the fight, and I'm very keen for the fight. But the answer is Sports Network and Frank Warren very keen for the fight. And if he is keen to fight, instead of relying back to the reporters back in Belfast to give us messages, why doesn't he contact my manager, Mick Callahan? And in case he hasn't got his number, it's a Belfast number on 028 90 50 6667, and you can get him 24 hours a day. And
it's up to them now.
Let's get serious about the game. It's the one that everybody wants to see, and he knows it.
Well, it's been a great day for you. A Liverpool success, a win here. Down the pub now?
Yeah, but that took Liverpool a little bit longer to waken up, but just 9 minutes to go. Thank God for Owen, our strike force again. I'd like to dedicate this fight to the guy that's down with cancer, and hopefully he can fight on for as long as he can. It's my manager's brother-in-law, Jim McDonald. Keep on fighting. Jim Donnelly, sorry. Keep on fighting, big lad.
Well done, Eamonn, tonight, and let's hope you get in the ring with Ricky Hatton very soon.
Thank you very much.